So I just watched the new Iron Lung movie by Markiplier, and I gotta say, I got some thoughts, man. So I personally haven't watched Markiplier in a very long time. Pretty sure the last video I watched of him was around the time he made In Space with Markiplier. So it's been a fat minute. But I still keep tabs on him because I watched Markiplier on Distractable with Bob and Wade, so I knew he was making this movie for a long time. But I personally haven't watched him play the Iron Lung game. I have no knowledge on this game, like what was it about before watching this movie, so I went into this completely blind. And I gotta say, it's definitely an experience. I want to get to the positives though. I mean, obviously the movie looks good. The soundtrack is amazing. The makeup, the editing, the submarine looks amazing. The blood looks so cool. I mean, he really was able to pull off his character as Simon. It was a little rough in the beginning though, I'm not gonna lie. In the first like 30 minutes or so, I kind of just saw him as Markiplier. But midway through the movie and to the end, he really started to feel more like Simon the character. I gotta say the most random thing was Troy Baker was in this movie. I saw his name pop up on screen. I was like, who the hell invited this guy, man? Because that was so random. You're gonna tell me fucking Joel Miller is in this movie? That was the last person I was expecting to be in this movie. Despite it being a comedy movie, Mark was able to have some funny bits in this movie. There's a lot of funny scenes where he like swears and shit because of the situation he's in. But one of my favorite moments is every time the fish attacks the ship, Mark starts flying around the whole fucking ship. And it's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen, man. I don't know what it is. The horror and suspense elements are done pretty well. I love the X-ray machine, how he pushes the button and like it flashes like the fish monster thing, or like the walls, the submarine, all that kind of stuff. So it was pretty suspenseful seeing like what was gonna appear on the other side. I gotta say though, there was a part in the middle of the movie. Oh, I am gonna go into spoilers though, so I guess I'll go into spoilers now if you don't want to know about it. But halfway through the movie, he starts hallucinating or something. See, this is where I kind of have issues with the movie, because it does feel a little convoluted. There's so much stuff happening. There's like the SOI, I think they're called, and the faction Simon was in. I'm not really sure what's going on there. The blood is like alive, I think, or something, apparently from the submarine that we sees at the end. There's a lot of stuff, and I don't get it, because I'm not into the lore of Iron Lung. And I feel like that's probably one of the biggest downfalls for this movie. It's 2 hours. I feel like that's a bit too long, in my opinion. Definitely could shave off like 10 to 15 minutes, especially because there's other movies with just one specific location. The ones off the top of my head is like 719, Buried, and Reservoir Dogs. Like all those movies are around an hour and a half to an hour 40. Like, and I feel like Iron Lung should have been around the same runtime too, because I feel like in the beginning it's a little rough, and maybe that's the point though, because you're not supposed to know what's going on and stuff like that. But I feel like it was dragging a bit in the first 15 minutes until like he got pulled up, and then around the end, not the ending itself, but like somewhere in the middle of the end, it kind of just like sits still, especially around when I think probably when he was hallucinating. I don't know. I feel like that scene was drawn out a bit too long, and we could have just moved on. And Simon's backstory, I was a bit confused on that. I mean, that's like not necessarily a bad thing. I just gotta get into the lore and like watch the game now after this movie. Near the end of the movie though, there's two scenes that really stick out to me. There's like the scene when he's like hallucinating and he comes out of the blood, and it reminds me like of scene from like the Eclipse from Berserk, or that one scene when Clint has the Soul Stone from Endgame. I think there was a scene similar to that, and it looked fucking gorgeous to me, man. It was a very beautiful scene. And one of my favorite like moments of like action scene was he was trying to get the black box from underneath the compartment of the submarine, and the whole place is like flooding with blood. That was another great ass scene. However, I think around that time when Mark was getting the black box, the movie becomes super shaky, like the camera work, and it just started to look almost like Michael Bay was recording this movie, because I couldn't see a damn thing near the end of the movie. But I mean, besides that, the movie was a really good movie. I had a good time watching this. Actually, that reminds me. See, I don't know what it was. Maybe the theater I was at, but I could not understand a lot of the words spoken from the microphone late. But yeah, I had a very hard time trying to hear what people were saying, which is unfortunate, but you know, I'll rewatch it back. But I gotta say though, overall though, I had a good time. I liked it. I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5. It's a very fun film, although it might not be a lot of people's cup of tea, because it is a slow burn, but I don't really mind it. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next movie.